Yeah, I just want to make sure, please, can you hear me? If you hear me, please just put one in the comment section. I just want to make sure I'm audible enough for everyone. If you're there, you can hear me, please put one. So I'm sure I'm not speaking to myself. If you can hear me, please put one in the comment box. If you can hear me, please put one in the comment box. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please put one in the comment box. Let's see. Just want to make sure I am audible. Just want to make sure I'm audible. Okay, I can see one. Thank you. I think I'm getting some latency here. All right. Is it clear enough? Thank you, Kwasi. Thank you, Jude Empire. Thank you, Ellie, for being here. And this is the first ever live stream of the Pan-African Alliance. I'm glad to see you. It's the first show, so let's just wait for a little bit to see if we can get more people. No, it's just the first time, and notification would not be that great. So let's listen more to the intro as we wait to give yourself like 5 minutes, and you can invite your friends or share, subscribe if you've not subscribed yet. Subscribe and click the notification bell. Yeah. So let's give ourselves like 5 minutes and see how much people we're gonna have to into this stream. But it's okay, just few people, and well, Abby say your mic is capping. Abby, I don't know. Let's try to fix it. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is about to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I hope you all can hear me. I hope I'm not speaking to myself. And welcome to the Pan-African Alliance. You know, we have been waiting for the Pan-African Alliance for a long time now. And I know you guys, you need to forgive me, you know. This is the first time, and with the Streamline, StreamYard is just trying to make sure everything works well, you know, and we're going to get better about it. Yes, so I prepared a slide. For some reason, I can't really, I'm having some issues logging into my console where I could share the slide, but that is okay. So thanks everyone. Thanks Evie. Oh, everyone's complaining about my mic. Oh gosh. Is it any better? Oh God, yeah. I will need to sort out this mic stuff. I don't know what's happening. It should be working well, but you know. So we just need to deal with it. I can't hear myself. You know, I've got I can hear myself, but I can't hear any feedback. So I don't know. I will try to make it better next time. Yeah. So this is going to be hard because I've not got my slide with me. I was about to share my slide with you, but it's okay. I'm just going to speak out of my head. This is the first time. Thanks everyone for coming. Yeah, Abby, Jude, and Ask here. No, thank you. So what is the Pan African Alliance? Okay, so what is all this Pan African Alliance all about? Why is it important, and why did I come up with this idea? Well, we know most of us, we Africans, we are on YouTube all the time. We complain. We have millions and hundreds of complaints about Africa. If you ask an African what is wrong with Africa, oh boy, they're gonna give you a list of what is wrong with Africa, and that might be correct for the most part. They're right. They tell you exactly what is wrong with Africa, and but the question is, what are you doing? What are you doing to try to solve those issues in your own way? Are you ready? Can you take it at your own initiative to try to solve some of these problems? And you would notice that some people just try to, like, they try to toe the line. They don't want to be. They're not interested in being part of the solution, but they just want to talk about it. It might be for various reasons. Maybe they're not so sure. They're not sure about politics. They're not sure about your safety, or maybe they even live in some foreign countries that they're seeing going back and changing things is a far-fetched idea. So this Pan-African Alliance, the aim is to try to bring young people into politics, people who are interested, to bring them together, and we have a conglomerate of political parties spreading all across Africa. And I'm going to explain why that is important, why we need to have a conglomerate, and why not just a political party, each political party in your own countries. Well, that is what we already have it now. We're having the same political parties, people having political parties all over the place, and but they're not really working together. And that's the issue. What the PAA is trying to form. So we're trying to form this conglomerate. By doing that, we're helping member states to fight their own internal issues. We're not trying to tell you where PPA is going to solve issues in all the other in different parts of African countries. It's going to be so difficult because, as we know, I know my country better than you know your country. Everyone knows your country better than someone from citizen from a different country. But we have almost the same issues somehow. We have issues that are really identical in some of these countries. We've got issues with tribalism, nepotism. Some people have colonization issues. Some have them more, some have them less. And we all suffer the exploitation of a continent, that is for sure. There's no African country, I don't think, maybe, that it's not suffering exploitation, uh, of their resources and world. So it's really important that we work as a coalition to try to form a party that is going to try to solve this problem. At least we should try to get to solve problems, even if we don't succeed. But I believe we're going to succeed. We should get into politics. We always complain about, oh, our leaders, our leaders, our leaders. These leaders are not different from us. It's just the same people that grew up in these countries. They're just men and you. These leaders were boys. They were young people like you and me. Now they are old men, and they're doing just what they're trying to fill this gap. The gap we are not trying to fill ourselves. So by allowing these people just do what they want to do, we're giving them we're still like promote. We're giving them the opportunity to continue to exploit us, to make deals that does not reflect the need of their people, because they have their own little political atmosphere where they kind of play around. So PPA is trying to make sure that we produce and we look for the right political the right political people in those various countries that are really going to stand to make sure the country is really working, it's really serving the citizens of the country. They're not serving the interests of some big business people or some big establishment or some foreign countries. So PAA, that's what we're trying to do now. Trying to go over there, get into the local area, the villages, the schools, and everything, and get the right people to build up this conglomerate. And we're going to help them. You may have someone that is interested in helping the politicians, but they're not really interested in politics. So they're going to have their own place. So before I go, I want to talk about the structure of the PAA. So we have kind of structured the PAA in 4 different sections. We have the society, we have the core, we have the public, and we have the militants. So this society is the most highest form of the PAA. So the society is just individuals of the core that have been elected from different countries, from all over, like from different parts of Africa, that are member of the PAA. So they create they elect these individuals to represent them at the core of the PAA. So the core is like a sacred society that is that tries to oversee what is going on across PAA global, okay, because across PAA global in Africa. Yes, thanks for coming, Ja. I know people complaining about my mic. I don't know what to do about it, I have a really, really good mic, and I don't know what's wrong with this one now. So it's going to be a problem. And let me see. All right. Don't know. Let's see. Okay. We're gonna try Ja. So I'm gonna try to fix it. The setup here is just complex, and I'll make sure before the stream we sort it out. Yeah, but can you hear me at least? No, we're not going to stay for long, so I'll try to get you in so we can talk together. So yeah, I was talking about the structure of the PAA. So talk about the society, the core, the public, and the militant. So the society is elected people from the core. So what's the core? The core is actually the decision decision-making body of the PAA. So the core are the ones who decide how the party is going to move. They decide the policies, and they even elect their own politicians who should represent the parties in those various countries. Then we have the public. The public are the politicians, and the diplomatic corps are the ones that you see in public, are the ones that people like to see. You may have someone that is charismatic, people like to see in the public. They represent the core, but they represent the public. But the core have to select those people. So actually, the public just take a decision from the core. Okay, so the core tells them what to do. Then we have the militants, who are just like the lovers of the PAA, and like the world witches, people who are just curious, that people who should be kind of sharing the information about the PA. So again, I'm going to recap. We've got the society. So we've got the core. The core is the decision-making body of the PAA. Then we have the society. So the difference between the society and the core, the society is the toppest part of the CIA. So the core members of various countries will elect who is to become, thank you, dude, who become part of the society. So it's a kind of a secret society. It's really the people that will show are really dedicated to the PAA to make sure everything is working. Then the core is the decision body. So the core is really important because everyone can be part of the core. If you want PAA, like say in Cameroon, but you're not down in Cameroon, you can support the core. The core is for everyone that wants to make sure they understand what is going on, they make sure they have the right policies for people, for the public to follow. So the core actually select the politicians and the diplomat to represent the country. So if you don't want to get into politics, you don't want to see, you don't want people to see your face, the best place for you to be is the core. You know, you identify the country, you want to be part of the core, you meet them and you create policies for the country. So the core is very important. Then the public is for those who want to be the politicians, people that want charismatic people who see them, the diplomats, you know, all these people. That's very important. Then militants is just for everyone that wants to be part of the PAA. Then let's go to our objectives. Okay, what is the objectives of the PAA? So, okay, the main objectives of the PAA is to build a new political platform for African politics. Okay, I'll repeat again, a new political platform for African politics. We have been mingling in this all kind of politics for a very long time, since the time of colonization. You know, after colonization, we were taught how to behave. You know, we were taught how to follow the politics of these colonizers. And that is the same status quo that has remained in Africa for long as I can remember. And what we're doing, we're just trying to imitate them. But actually, they're telling us what we do. And if you don't want to be part of the status quo, you become a problem. So if you as an individual don't want to be part of the status quo, there's nothing you can do, because if you go against it, they might put you in trouble. They might put you in jail or create some kind of political instability in your country. So we have to change that and and build a political platform for Africans, so we can actually build a clean politics that's going to work for us. We can't be taking politics that was brought to us after colonization and trying to follow the rules that have been set to us. So again, what is our other objective? We try to encourage, as I said before, to encourage young people to get into politics, because young people just think, well, politics is not for me, it's for all people. But actually, if you look at the African continent, the vast majority of the young people. So why will you allow old people who should be preparing for your funeral or for their retirement plan to make decision for you? So we can't keep saying these old people, these politicians, they don't care. They care about old age, living life, you know, not no more stress, you know. They can't really push things as young people can push, because they're in the old age. But these young people, we are the ones who've got Africa, and we're gonna move Africa. We need to make Africa to work for us. What we like, how we want to see this continent to be. And these old people, they've got no clue. They're just doing old people things. So the more we leave them there, they just do what they're doing, and we don't see any change. No, it's the politics is not interested. So we really aim at bringing a lot of young people into politics, so we can see how we can make this this continent a better place. And again, we're here to reestablish pride of Africans and active Pan-Africanism. Yeah, when I say reestablishing the pride of Africans, there are a lot of Africans that will just say, oh, Africa, when you tell them about Africa, they just think there's nothing you can do. No, a lot of people have lost faith in Africa. Some people just believe if you want to be better in life, you just need to pack your things and look for Western country and go, no matter the means. You want to go through the boat, through the desert, you just need to live. You know, a lot of people don't see Africa as a place desirable. You know, most of us who in the West, we're privileged. You know, we need to accept that. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, Africans should not live. You should not live. You should not leave Africa. Well, I will be really, really disingenuous to tell an African not to leave Africa. If actually I don't want an Africa in Africa to live, I need to create that environment for them not to leave Africa. You know, so we will do that again, and that's reestablishing the pride of Africa and active Pan-Africanism. Then working together as a conglomerate. It's really important if we work together as a conglomerate, because if one person is not doing well, the other ones it's the other person's duty to make sure they're doing well. So there's a lot. So I'm just trying to go briefly, and we'll be explaining these things later. Okay. So what is our target audience? Actually, we're trying to target university students. I think those are people that's really important to make them. University students, we're going to be targeting civil society. We're going to be targeting law enforcement. Okay, yeah, law enforcement. They're part of this country, of various countries, and the same issues. You know, if there's no water, no employment, insecurity, all of them suffer that. So we're targeting the law enforcement, business people, local communities, villagers, and even politicians themselves. So we have a long list of things we'll be doing to make sure we bring all these people on the same boat, you know, to bring everyone to be part of the PAA. And yeah, so let's just try to take a little understanding about the political the settings of what's actually happening in African politics. Well, there are two kind of trends. There are so many kind of political trends. I try to summarize them in two different sections. You have the opportunist politicians, then you have colonial enforcers, you know, people that are actually here to enforce the law of the rules of the colonizers. Yeah, so we have this opportunists. The vast majority of African politicians you see, that the opportunists. They see politics as a paycheck job. You just need to go there, you embezzle as much money as you can, because they think if I am not there, someone is going to get into that position and they're going to take my money. And again, so those opportunities, they never oppose the ruling party, even if they actually know these guys are completely wrong, but they're just there like for a job to make. Just keep quiet, get your money until when your time is done, then you go. And most of these people, they do worship the president. So they worship the president instead of building the country. They try to make the president like them instead of actually building your country. These people don't really believe, they don't really understand that the president is just a country. That president is going to die, it's going to go away, but your country remains. But this is the kind of politicians we have now in Africa. I just call them opportunists. Then we actually have the colonial enforcers. Yeah, people who actually believe the colonizers are the best, and they're here to maintain the rule in Africa and their control. And they will kill you if you try to oppose the rule of the colonizers. Okay, and we also have the colonial integrationists. You know, people who will tell you, doesn't matter. These people are our friends like us. We should forget about what happened, and we should work together. So you have the opportunist politicians, and you have the colonial enforcers. So PAA, we need to make sure we kind of kill this kind of political trend in Africa. We need to build politics that is going to work for us. Yeah. So I'm reading from my slide. Sorry guys, you can really see it. And so the main problem we have in Africa, you know, we all know, is corruption, nepotism, tribalism. You know, those are the main issues. And we've actually tried to put out some kind of measures to see how we're going to fight them, and we're going to enforce them. So we're going to explain about these things in the subsequent video. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to see how we can really actually write a constitution or a manifesto that's going to protect all these things. Yeah. So I was just looking at some corruption analysis from African countries between Cameroon and Nigeria. You know, you could see on the graph, I really hope I could share this slide. I don't know what happened. There's some certain years that the corruption index in these African countries were really, really low. And some other times they were like skyrocketing. They were really, really high. So you can tell there's some time in these countries that they were actually doing some things right. So we're going to pick up from those points. We're going to go and see what was happening, that the corruption in these countries were really, really low. And we're going to pick up from there, and we're going to make that a default, and it should only go lower than that. And yeah, so What is the plan? What is the plan? What's the time? What's the timeline? What we think, what we intend to do, first of all, is to create awareness. Okay, create awareness. Trying to meet all these people I talked about, the university students, the civil society, law enforcement, business people, local communities, villagers, and politicians. We need to create awareness. And if we create the awareness and we show that we are known by people, and a lot of people buy to our ideology, then we can move further and start creating actual political parties. And that is the goal, like actual political parties to represent us, to be in the parliament, not just people talking on YouTube and doing nothing. We're actually going to create political parties. We're going to see what's the criteria to create political parties in different countries. Right now, I'm talking in my own country, Cameroon, and there's one guy in Zambia, and there's the other one in Togo. I'm talking to them, so they're going through the documentation and what is required to create a political party, to see how we can actually create a PAA, political parties in most of these countries. Creating a political party is not as difficult as you guys might think. Sometimes they just need a manifesto, some signatories, and that's it. So yeah, again, so we need a team. We can't do this but just by ourselves, and we want everyone to be part of the PAA. Anything you can do, you can talk, you're a graphic designer, you're a comedian, anything. We need to build a big team that is going to help to push this machine together. And we hope that you all will buy into the ideology of the PAA and see how we can build these things together. And okay, so that is a really brief introduction. No, I don't know about my mic, but yeah, so you guys can call in, ask questions, and again, don't forget to go to the website if you've not gone to the PA website. I'm just going to put it in the screen there. You need to go and you subscribe. You request for a manifesto. We're still trying to work on the manifesto. We're still trying to work on the manifesto. Yeah, that's it over there. When you come, you put in your email, you put in your country, and you send. We're gonna receive it, and we're gonna send you the manifesto when it is available. And actually, we need a lot of people to come together with us and try to create this manifesto. We are not perfect people. We're just African. I think we should take things into our own hands, and we should do our best to try to fix Africa in our own little way. Let's stop talking and let's try to actually do something. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot I can say, but don't know. We can always share ideas and try to make this big machine work. So I've just dropped the streamline, the invite link. If you've got anything to say, you can pop up and let's share ideas. And please, this is a Pan-African alliance. This is politics. We're talking about politics, our own little ideas to see how we can actually make Africa work. We share ideas, see how we can push actual political parties. You don't need to be a politician, but you can support these people who actually trying to work and trying to change this status quo that's been placed, that was entrusted on us from the time of colonization, and which we still follow. So we need to create our own politics for Africans. We are a great continent, and when I was doing my research and I saw some stuff, I'm just going to give you some little tips. So when I looked at the European Union budget for 2020, I think it was almost 100, I think 168, no, almost $68 billion. And you know what the African Union budget is? It was 680 million. Guess what? So even Kanye West is richer than the budget of African Union. And what even makes it worse, 67 of that money is donated to you. So we are floating. We're just sitting in that piece of building, the core African Union, just waiting for these people to dictate upon us. So we need to actually work and to see how we can build this thing. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've dropped the link, and if you have anything to say, you can hop up and let's discuss and see how we can share ideas and actually build the PAA, actually promote political parties in various African countries while working in a conglomerate. You know, let's build something from scratch. Let's build our own Africa. Let's build actual politics and politicians that will be in sync with us, not politicians that are not in sync with us, who are in sync with Europeans and some other kind of, or they have their own group of people that they just work together, they're competing among themselves, while the rest of the people suffer and they're competing among themselves. Who's got more houses in the West? Who've got more cars? You know, who've just think that they don't really reside with the people. So I think PAA, we're actually here to make the change. Politics. That's what actually we need. So let me just drop the website. Okay. All right. So guys, so you can go to the PAA Global. This is just it is just actually it's the first stage of the website. It's just to gather information. So from there we can proceed. Yeah. So if you want to call in, you can call in and let's share ideas. You know, if you've got anything you want to say, and you can say it. You know, give us more ideas, and so what we might be doing wrong, or what we might be doing correctly, and do subscribe and share. You know, I thank you for coming, everyone. Oh, there's 9 people. To me, that's great. You know, for the first time creating a live stream, and I have up to 9 people. Wow, that's great. That's great. So I really appreciate. So the link has been dropped, and let's call in and let's see those who are interested in politics. You can ask questions. I had this slide I wanted to share, but it is unfortunate. You know, I know what I did. The next time I'm going to do it right, and I know why it did not show up. But that was my own mistake. And yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think that PAA it's a good idea, or what do you think? Do you think we can actually? How do you think we can actually make it better? How do you think we can actually make it better, or what are some things that you think we're not thinking about the PAA? Let's discuss, and let's see how we can make this possible. Yeah. So for the meantime, let's play some of this intro song. Yeah, John Red, thank you for your comment. Say, uh, was that say good idea, but the focus should be on creating political structures. Ideas come later. Okay, to create political structures. Exactly. So we're actually trying to create that political structure, to work upon to actually build these political ideas on top. Because if we don't have the best political structures, ideas not going to come. You understand? If people cannot come in the country and see everything is working properly, they think, well, there's no need coming to build with these people. I just need to go somewhere else. But if we build these political structures, yeah, it's good, John. Yeah, if we build the political structures and people actually believe in it, ideas are gonna come. We've got people that will not believe in Africa, like Africans who do not believe in Africa. They will say, okay, actually, we have this political structure and we can build upon. But the present political structure, it is colonial. We just need to do what they say. So we have to create our own political structure. Thank you very much for that great point. Thank you, Matifi. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you, guys. I'm really, really proud of you guys, being here for the first time, trying to sort out, trying to introduce Pan-African Alliance to the world. Thank you very much, John Red, for your comment. And so let's again. Imagining of a political system unique to Africa. Exactly, John Red. We have to do this political system for us. We don't need to copy colonial political system because that's what they're trying to make us do. They want us to always copy. They're ahead and they give us something to do. Yeah, so we need to make sure we're doing this rightly. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome, Jude, for coming. Thank you, my brother. You're always present. Yeah. And yeah. So what's that? Democracy has to go. Maybe learn from the CPC. Okay, exactly. This is what we're saying. So what PPA we're trying to do, so we're coming as a political party, a political structure, but there's so many other political systems in Africa who are doing good. We're going to learn from those who are doing actually what is working. So that's really important that we work in the conglomerate. If the PAA in South Africa is doing something really, really nice, then the other PAA can copy. We got to share this information because it's a conglomerate. You're not just by yourself, because being by yourself, you're easy. You're easy target for people to target you and destroy you. So yeah, thank you very much. So I'll learn about the CPC. If you can come and give us more information about the CPC, what do they do, and that will be really, really important. Thank you very much for that. Hi, African Millennia. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So, Brother Jude, what have you got to say?
Hi, Kifao, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clear, loud and clear.
Oh, nice. Look, I came on this panel, man, to say good job. You're actually doing great. Um, I'm happy that you have the structures in place. You talk of the core militants, and the other points that you mentioned. Look, this is
Yeah.
great, man. At least we have to start from somewhere and bring the unity of Africa. I used to be a Pan-Africanist, but what you are doing is taking this to a different level, right? So you might make me change my mind and come back to what I used to think before, right? Because Africa have to unite. You just mentioned the European budget for the European Union, and it's not
Yeah.
even close to the African countries. So you're
At
actually
all.
seeing that, right? You're actually seeing that an African country cannot even battle these European countries, and they are standing as a union. We are not. So it's high time we really come together and put our differences aside and start thinking for the continent. Another person's problem in another country should be our own problem, right? Because the thing is, most people are always thinking, oh, if something is happening in Somalia, it's not the problem of Central Africa or it's not the problem of West Africa. We should stop thinking that way. We have to come together and take everybody responsible, work as a team, unite, the continent. Man, I give you a big step, man. You actually doing great. I want to stand with you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually doing great, brother.
Exactly. Thank you. We need that. This the system that is in place now in Africa, the political system, is to separate us. Is to separate us because that works for them. That works for them, and
Right,
we are always trying to imitate them. This was brought to us by them, and they told us how to do politics their own way.
right,
We don't understand. We don't figure it out. We Africans, we had our own political system. We had something that was working for us. We need to go back to the board and see how we actually build political system that work for us, and we need to build that. That's why I said we can't continue using this actual political establishment because it's just full of opportunists and colonial enforcers.
and
We
that's
need to
yeah,
actually create something from scratch. We need to actually create political parties. It's a long step.
exactly.
We are going to take it one step at a time. So the first thing that I am actually wanting to do, we need to create a manifesto, because if we have a manifesto that is convincing, we're going to take it around and like tell people, look, this is what we're going to do, and this is what these people are not doing, and this is how we're going to do it. Make it like really convincing and start selling it to people. You know,
Right.
then we
If
get
I would,
conviction. Yeah,
yeah, no, you actually saying the truth because I mean, for this to happen, man, it's gonna take us in a long path. Like a lot of things have to change. The colonization things that we had in Africa. We shouldn't go towards their roadmap. We should create our own roadmap. What suit Africa? What is good for Africa? If we do that, and then I think Africa is going to change. But if we want to maintain the system and the things or all the stuff that we have in place, then this might not work. In order for this to work, we have to create our own path, our own way, our own currency, our own system. And I think there could be some changes. Right.
yeah. Say, I'm gonna highlight this um this comment again. This one. Look, see, we need to create political structures. If you have a good political structures, everything just gonna come, just gonna fit in. You know, if we don't have these political structures, we don't have it yet. We call people politicians. These people are just people who are trying to make money, trying to feed your family. They see politics as a paycheck. So this political structure is what we need to create. And you can't create this political structure inside a structure that has been implemented, that has been placed to make you be stagnant. We can't use this active one to change. We need to create something from scratch. But to do that, we need people by our side, and for people to come on our side, we need a lot of awareness. It's a journey. Okay, it's a journey that we need to embark in and see how it moves. So again, as I said, not everyone is interested in being part of politics. Not everyone is interested in being part of politics, want to be out there in the public talking, but you might support someone. We have on favorite politicians. We're going to talk, but we need to support them. That's why the core to me is really, really important, because the core is the actual decision making of the PAA. And then we have the public. We have the public. Anyone can be part of the public. If the core is powerful, then there's nothing the public that it doesn't really matter who becomes the public. I'll give an example. Like in America, I don't think there's a lot is going to change no matter who becomes the president, because they have this political structure. They have a political structure that is their own kind of a core that is unshakable. You can become a president, but the core stands. So you can't corrupt the core. But in Africa, you corrupt the president and everything is gone. But to corrupt America, you need to corrupt the core. And I wish you good luck trying to do that. So it's another layer of opportunity. Then another layer of security. Then I've added another one that I call the society. So members of this core are going to sit and say, okay, this guy is good enough. Let him go and meet the members of the society. And That's how we need to structure. So this is a good thing. Creating a political structure that's a really, really good idea.
Right. I want to also mention that the Pan African Alliance should, by all means, once things start going well, we should at least do a linked up with the Pan African Parliament, because this is a parliament that is responsible for the African Union. They are the one that
Yeah,
are enacting the laws in Africa, right? So as time goes on, we should at least be sending email to these people. What is their role? What are they actually doing? Are they really talking about uniting Africa, or are they just talking about disunity, right? Because for Africans to unite, they have to be a gigantic step. We have been working on a slow pace. Things shouldn't
exactly.
happen this way, right? Because as years goes by, Europeans are going far better off than us. We shouldn't be on the same spot. Why people are taking a very a sharp U-turn, but us, we are going on a slow pace. So we have to really ask them, what is their agenda? What is their roadmap? What are they actually doing? What is going on with one currency? What is going on with a whole lot of things like passport, things like that? Why are the Africans not feeling not feeling their work? Why are Africans going overseas? What are they doing about immigration and all these problems? So those are the kind of things that you know we have to start talking about, especially when things go well. We want to see those emails and stuff, talking to this Pan-African Parliament. And I think one of their leaders is Julius Malema. He is part of the Pan-African Parliament as well, and I think he will be happy to see a group like this, or an alliance that is involved with Africans, especially with people located in all different countries. That would be great. So a great move, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate what you are doing, bro.
yeah. Actually, the Pan African Parliament, the members of the Pan African Parliament, they're elected by member countries. So if a ruling country has got bad politicians, they will just elect who is going to represent them in the parliament. You understand? So
Exactly.
it's for us to actually have a peep like this idea. If in the future, take for example, if in the future we have actual Pan-African party ruling in those countries, we will be the ones to send our representative in the African Parliament, in the Pan-African Parliament, and again into the Pan-African to the AU. So we need to make sure at the grassroots we occupy that space first, because some of these people, they're opportunists. Those are opportunist politicians. They're not really there to help you people. They're just there because they have to occupy the space. If you take into consideration that 60%, 67% of the African Union's budget is aid, then these people, they can't really say anything. They might just be there, laugh and chat and kind of have fun. But the real decision is coming from the West because they control the African Union. So we
Yeah,
need to
that's true.
get to that position where we need to take African Union from scratch, and build it from the ground up. So the idea is we need to send our own people, into Pan-African Parliament and
Right.
try to change things from that level. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Even the African Union as well. Exactly. Like, especially when they have the African Union, you should have a member of an African Parliament represent. Um, that would be great.
Yeah. So it's a long journey, but nothing is impossible. I think we all know, we all tired of just complaining. If we don't do things, if we don't come now and try to build something for the future, there will be a time. This is why I tell people, you will go, if not you, maybe your children will have to buy land from a Chinese man in Africa in their own village. That's why I tell you, you will need to go into your own village and buy land from a Chinese or from a Russian or from a European. That's what is going to happen because the present politicians we have, they don't care. They're opportunists. They just want to get money because they know they don't have enough time. Let me just embezzle as much money as I can because I'm going to leave this office and someone is going to take over. If I don't do it now, my time is going to go away. They're not there for you. So these are just opportunities. So they will sell. They will sell their own countries just to eat today. So it's really important that we take these things really serious and see how we can support people who actually are trying to build a new Africa. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to also let people know that PAA is not only for political or getting involved in politics. It's also solving problems that are happening on the African continent, like when it comes to tribalism, right?
Exactly.
Terrorism on the continent, and a whole lot of drought and economic deficiency and all these things, right? So Pan African Alliance is aligned to all these problems. So we are, it's to solve problems from the grassroots all the way to the top. So it's not only involved in politics, but in every problem that Africans are facing. Pan African Alliance is involved in it. So it's a great step for Africans to take the bull by the horn and walk the walk and not only do the talking. So it's great movement. We appreciate the PAA for their good job.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I made my promise that as soon as I hit 50 subscribers, we're gonna go live. This was an impromptu. I was not well prepared, but I really appreciate for the number of people that have been here. It's really really good. But yeah, so we need to get into this journey, and gradually I'm gonna bring a lot of people. I'm talking to some really serious people. People really like say, yeah, we need this. A lot of serious people, politicians back home, and there is actually a lot of people who just want to change, but they feel that they are on their own. They don't see a family. That is really that's really to support them. You know, the people actually know things are going on wrong in this country, but they're scared because they don't have support. But if we actually build this machine to create this structure, you will be surprised to see a lot of people who actually want change, that they're going to come up. We see Africa as the future, but actually we need to make Africa the future, not just by talking, complaining and you this, you that, you this. Yeah, we can have fun, okay, but we know the fun enough is not alone. While we are having fun, we are entertaining people colonizing us, people exploiting us. We are entertaining them. They're just laughing. They know you're just gonna talk, but you're not gonna do nothing. We should actually talk, and PAA should actually be actual, factual, something tangible on the ground. We will go into, I don't know, we will do our best to make sure these things actually becomes a reality. Politics, politics for the young, for young people. Get to the universities, talk to people. To be a politician, we all know. You all know. I think most of you watching me, you actually know some people in your countries we should not be in politics. We should not be making laws. But there's the gap no one is filling in. So we should be that. We should take. We should fill those gaps and make sure we have the right people to represent us. Because we all know our politicians are not in sync. Are not in sync. I will give an example. When uh, when Africans were being locked up, I don't know, were being refused exit in Ukraine, they told them, no, you can't get into the train and things like that. They were being maltreated, dehumanized. I don't know, I think it was in Zimbabwe, Ukrainian tourists were being treated as royalties. They were being put in five-star hotels. You can imagine. They were being put in five-star hotels, giving them everything they need. Why Africans, even like in those countries, were being treated as like second. I don't know. I don't know the word. That's just to tell you these politicians are not in sync with your citizens, and most politicians in Africans are like that. They're not in sync because I call them just opportunist politicians. We have a lot of opportunist politicians. We need to change that completely.
Right. Another problem that happened in that Ukraine stuff was look, another thing that happened that pissed me off was when Africans that were in Ukraine, right, and different countries were sending air flight to take some of these Africans. Other Africans were left behind because they were not from a particular country. And this is a problem because, you know, Africans were stranded in Ukraine, but you send an air flight to pick only your own students, only the students from your country that were located in this. And this is why an African alliance is very important, right? Because you don't want to treat an African just because he's not from your country. You don't want to treat him the same. We have to treat everybody the same, especially when it comes to like the sufferings that Africans are experiencing overseas. And it will be great. And another point that I want to also make is that in Africa we have a lot of language problems, right? And on this YouTube we haven't seen a lot of citizens from different countries that speak a different colonial languages, like say Equatorial Guinea that speaks Spanish. We haven't seen people from Angola, Portuguese, and Mozambique and stuff like that. I wish one day Pan African Alliance would be that good where you will have people from all these countries. You know, they have to also air their minds and talk about what is really going on, right? Because sometimes we from different part of Africa want to make decisions for other citizens in different countries, but everybody has to come on board in language.
Exactly. We can't. You don't know someone else's country more than them. It's
Right,
impossible. So we may come on YouTube and claim to know about some other people's country. We may be reading global data, like international news, but you can, like, for example, you don't know what is going on in my local community in Cameroon. You just know international news. Okay. You don't know how the people live in the local, understand the rural areas, what's really going on. You can know. And the same from different countries. So we need representatives from all of these countries. We come together and we see how we can actually solve these issues. It's really important. We just need one or two or three from every country, and we need to work from there again. So I'm talking with my French counterpart. So the plan of this channel is we're gonna have two sessions. One is gonna be in French and one is gonna be in English. It's not because I think that it's unfortunate that our country, our continent, we have to speak these colonial languages before we can discuss among us. So there will be the Saturday live show. Then maybe any day in the week there will be the recap, and it's probably gonna be in French. I think you and me, we don't have problem to understand, but we have a vast majority of Africans who just speak French. So they all need to come on board, and we need to be on the same page, and
right.
we need to move together. So other languages, we're gonna see how we can fit them if they actually can provide availability. So I'm actually speaking with somebody. It's actually from Togo. He speaks English, but he's French. So maybe he's gonna be hosting on Tuesdays, and why I do it on Saturdays. But it's gonna be probably French. So we need to bring everyone together. And when we get there, we're gonna decide what language are we gonna speak. Whether it's
Right.
Swahili, Zulu, Lingala, whatever. We have to create our own language. We have to come together
Exactly.
because at the end of the day, we all suffer the same. We all suffer the
Yep.
same. What is Africa for? And I really want that. I really want we should be a data-driven channel. So that when we see something, it's actually, we do a research and see what is happening, and you'll be interested. You'll be shocked if you actually going to see what is happening in Africa when it concerns the political atmosphere, the political setting. You'll be shocked. You will see we are just floating. We are floating. There's nothing we can do. We are actually floating. It's like we're living, we are just alive because of the benevolence of some good white people. And we can say, oh, my country is this. We're not. We're not. We don't actually own nothing. These people that are actually building empires for their own people to come and live in Africa, they're not building that for you. We should actually build things that work for us. So there's a lot to say, and in this latest stream, I'm going to bring all these points and we'll be debating, and I hope you share and invite your people. So subscribe and hit the notification bell. And this is the first live stream, but I'm really, really happy. I appreciate you for coming. I just wanted to keep my promise. And yeah, I'm African Millennial. Yeah, so we need to, we're still creating the manifesto, and we're almost 50% done. Go to the website, go to the website and put in your email and your country, and we're gonna send you a confirmation. And as once the manifesto is set, everyone that's we have the email, we'll send it to you first, then it will be available on the website. Then from there, we're going to create the website and start sharing actual PAA activities in various countries. And it's something that we can do it. I don't see why we shouldn't why we can't do everything. And yeah, thanks, Joel, for coming. I appreciate you always been there. Yeah, I'm Mikita. Thanks for coming. The link is there. If anyone has got something to say, you can jump in. And again, don't forget to go to the PAA website, register, and request for your copy of your manifesto. And if anything is not, if anything you think we need to change, we're going to change it, and we're going to make it better, because we actually need to do something really tangible. Yeah. So what do you think about the structure of the PA? Do you think there's something we can make it better?
I mean,
Any
for now,
questions? You've got some questions and some doubts. African Millennial, if you can call in and express your doubts. We're all learning, and no one is perfect. We're all human beings. We just want to do what is good for continent. And, yeah, it could go on. Sorry for continuation.
oh yes, for now, I think you can just leave it the way it is right now, right? So as time goes on, we're gonna be having different things adding on. You know what I mean? So right now we are still playing over it and see which structure is better. But the ones that you have, I think core was one of the most important thing that I find out about is having people structure in different countries, station in every country that we have to run the project as well. And then you have the public, they have militants. That's great. So for now, it's I think I go by it's very important.
Yeah. Because the importance of the core is like the people. We should be we should be real to ourselves. The people that are in the West that actually have built your family, your children, and everything is in the West. You understand? You can't really expect them. Maybe if you tell them go back to Africa, to me, I find that a little bit not real. But they want to be part of a political structure that is going to change your country. The core is where they go. You go to the core of that country is available, and everyone should be part of that core. And from there, you make decisions and you give it to the public. You vote your own politician. When I say the public, and the politicians, the diplomats, one would say the charismatic people. You understand? You can even groom someone. Someone may be somebody likable, but he might not be a politician, but you can still groom him because he's just taking decisions from you. And a politician actually needs to be paid. That's a job. We pay you, you're working for the core. Okay. Then the society, so the various people from the core, they will have to vote who they think is like a really, really honorable member of their core, and they take them up to be a society. You understand? So it's just some different levels of security. You understand? So if you want to break, if you want to get in and corrupt, use money to influence people, you have a layer of security to go through. It's just a layer of security thing. So because for more African countries, you have a leader, he's got a political party, and it's in charge. But political party does not belong to me. It belongs to the core. So
Exactly.
the core is the really important part of the PAA because they own the political party. Yeah.
So the society is about the everything.
Yeah. Okay. The core is every country has got your core.
Right.
Cameroon has
Yeah.
got the PA core, the PA public, the PA militant.
Oh,
Senegal
okay.
the same. Kenya the same. They've got a core. Then the society is the core of all those other countries. They are
Oh, okay. Yeah.
honorable
Yeah. Yeah.
members. It's like you don't see them anyway. It's people you don't see them. You
Yep.
understand? It's like really, really honorable member. People that really think this guy deserves to be a core. They have badges. So it's like a secret society of
Yep.
the PAA. Yeah, just to monitor things, that's the society,
But
And
as years go by, you guys, I mean, the Pan African Alliance will be having like organization meetings, right, where you can have
of course,
like
of course,
people come in.
of course,
Yeah.
of course, we can't say too much on YouTube anyway. So if
Right.
everything is said, even we have like even two or like say three PAA in three different African countries, that is enough for us to even start visiting and making our own meetings. There's a lot we can do
Exactly.
online. We can do online with Zoom, I don't know, team. But when we
Yeah.
come to see things of security, we can't be using Zoom. People need to travel, meet each
Yeah.
other, sit actually in the
Exactly.
conference,
Yep.
say things, and that will be like the core of the society members. So if we have that, of course, we're gonna come in and build these things like yeah, that's the idea. So I really want us that we should be in charge of politics. If you don't want to go to Africa, fine. You've made your life in the West, but do support, because even if you're in the West and your country is doing great, you just go to your country. You like going to your country all the time. But if your actual country is not doing well, you're bound to remain in the West, and you need to take shit, do anything just because you want to survive. So we
Exactly.
don't need to put ourselves in that situation. So we actually need to take this political. We need to change it. We need to build this political structure. I really like the language that is it John Red used. We need to build a political structure, and that is really important. I'm going to write it down, and yeah, that's fine. So thanks everyone for coming, and we've been here over an hour, and I think that is nice. And if anyone has something to say, and you're free to call in. So I just want to ask, how's the intro music? Does that make sense, or do you like the intro?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The intro music is I mean, you have to get more into all our all other African music as well. But I mean, this was great, man. It's the beginning, so we are still
Yeah, I mean,
trying to get
okay,
into.
okay. Please,
Right.
if you like that intro, please just type one. I don't know, some people new. Should I play it again, Jude?
Yeah, but I think the intro was great. You just took so
Okay,
long to
okay.
come in, but it was great. I mean, your mic has getting better as time goes on, so it's no
No,
more.
I will sort it. I will sort it. So to be honest, I'm not doing this thing at home. It
Okay.
was just an impromptu. That's why I think the issue is the internet, because I see my internet bar there. It's not the greatest.
Right.
So I will start this. I didn't expect a lot of people to come to the live stream, so I really appreciate.
No, no, no
Please
problem, man.
don't forget to click the notification bell and share, and when we get to some a reasonable amount of people, I'm gonna start bringing some really serious African politicians, that most popular one, and we're gonna ask them questions, and why we
Right.
do PA. So we don't just want to be people who talk and complain. We actually want to do people
Action.
who
You want to
actually
doing
trying
the
to
work.
change. Yeah, yeah. So, and if you're on Telegram, we have a group. We're just building a group, and if you know if you have an idea of what you think we can put in the manifesto that people are going to read it and feel convinced, you are really welcome. So I'm going to post the Telegram link. It's on the website anyway. You go on the website, you have the link to the Telegram, but I'm going to post it again. And so we can, if you have Telegram, you click and be part of the group, and let's share ideas. And yeah.
Yes, very
Yeah,
important.
shout out to Nigerian Prince. Thank you for coming, my brother. Thank you for coming, for showing up. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Mikita. Thank all of you guys for coming, And we have to take Africa, the destiny of Africa, into our hands. We have to take it into us. We actually need to try so that in the future, when your child asks you, you were complaining, what did you do? You would tell them we'll build a PAH. Yeah, because they say, yeah, you were complaining. You complained about your ancestors did nothing. It came your time. It passed through you. What did you do? At least you should tell them we build the PA.
They say the journey of a thousand. They say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a footstep.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really happy. So we're gonna keep up. I'm going to try to manage work and YouTube. It's a challenge, but I'm actually going to do my best. No, once a week, I'm sure I'm going to do that for sure. And I see if I get more time, we keep doing more. We keep doing more streams. Getting data and trying to see how we are going to track our progress. Actually, we will be tracking the progress of PPA. We'll be tracking our progress to make sure we're actually doing something. Okay, we'll actually be tracking the progress in Africa, because that's the public. The public of the PA is in Africa. The core, we can be everywhere. So I wish Joe Nigeria was here, and he was already trying to make some people in Nigeria be part of the PPA. So we're actually going to be political. You're going to be politicians. I want one day the African Union is just full of people of PAA, and let's see how we're not going to change the continent. So that is the dream.
Yeah, did you talk to Mal, the guy from Gambia? You were looking for Busanda as well. Have you?
No, it's okay. It's okay. We will get them. I think Musanda is on the Telegram. I don't know. So yeah, exactly. This is the question. Yeah. So why do Africans believe politics is for all people? Exactly. For some reason, they just think politics is for all people. If actually you look at the country, you look at the parliament, or what they call it, the Senate, I think the youngest person there is like 76 years.
Exactly. They are all moving cops, man.
Exactly. These people are just thinking about their retirement and their funeral services, and you think you have politicians who are thinking for you. And if you look at the population, the young people, these people have no clue what these young people actually want, because they're just reading script that was handed to them from the colonial time. That establishment, that structure needs to be changed.
Yeah, see, this is the mentality that has to be changed in Africa, where people believe that politics is for all the people. That mindset has to be cleaned out, because Africans have to, take the bull by the horn, man, and represent their people, and play the rightful thing at your age, make a difference, and that would be great, instead of thinking, oh, you can't do it because you are not old enough. That was the mentality, the mindset that the Europeans gave to us, which is not, we shouldn't take it into consideration, especially when it comes to like doing what is right for Africa. But Kifaru, man, I will tell you, man, this is a great project. At least we are starting, we are talking it, and we are working it. So it's a great project, and I wish this can continue. by 1 year from
No,
now, we are going to look back and say, wow, we started it, and now, and
yeah,
that's great, you know.
thank you. Yeah, this is a revolution. This is an actual revolution we're starting. And you're gonna say, oh, we started this thing. I do believe, we're gonna take it one step at a time. The most important thing we need to do, we need to do the manifesto and start spreading it, then start creating awareness. We don't need to rush into to start registering political party now. No, I know it's too early. If we rush, we might still have the same kind of people we're trying to eliminate. These opportunist politicians, this trend of opportunist politicians. So if we rush, they might come and they might say, "Oh, we understand you want to be this," but so we need to take the time. We need to create awareness. People need to see PAA in various countries. When we have awareness and we show that, okay, we have some number of people who can see us and listen to us. Then we, the core, and even the society can say, okay, I think this country is ready. Let's create the first PAA political party in what country. We might choose the ones that's ready, and all of us we're going to create, and we know what's going on, because this is a conglomerate. Like conglomerate is like it's a car. There's a tire, there's the steering, there's, I don't know, the engine. So if the tire is not on the car's not going to move. If the engine is not, it's not going to move. If the steering is not, so we all work as a coalition, as a group, as a block. Because if we work like that, it's gonna be difficult for people to infiltrate. I just want to give you a simple example. You can't give an embargo to a country who does not even trade with you. You understand? You only give an embargo to a country who depends on you for their life. If a country does not depend on you, who cares about your embargo? It's like the America say, I'm going to give North Korea an embargo. They don't care about America, so it does not mean anything. We need to get into that position that all these embargo things does not mean nothing. So we only suffer embargoes and sanctions because we are still dependent on this, on the Western world. And we have this ancient and archaic political structure that was entrusted on us after colonization.
Exactly, and that was my point that I made in one channel, that why should the embargo that they gave on Zimbabwe, affect them? And somebody was saying, oh, but when they give them an embargo, other African countries cannot do business with them. That's not good at all, man. Because I mean, embargo is not shutting down your border, because you are scared of United States, you cannot do business with your own neighboring country or neighboring border. It just doesn't make sense at all. So, and if Africans really come together, I don't think an embargo will really be a problem for Africans, because Africans will be trading among themselves, right? Do we have a bigger market? Do we have things in doing things, business in common? So, and these are the kind of things that Africans really do not know, because once you don't do things together, an embargo will affect you. But if you start doing things together, you will not have a problem of embargo. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that is it. I think we're trying to push the message out there, and we're only going to get better. We're only going to get better. So, guys, if you can write, you can help in any way. We really want your expertise. We really want you to come and help us in any way you can. You can come to the Telegram group. We have the Telegram. That's the link to the Telegram channel over there. You can come to the Telegram group. Come in, tell us what you can do. Anything. You can even just talk. You can write articles, anything. For now, we just want to volunteer. Just be part. We want you to be part of this. Of this machine. So I appreciate you all guys for coming. Uh, I wish to see you again some other time. Yeah, Jude. So, do you have anything you want to say? I was planning to be 1 hour, but you never know what was gonna. That's good. So,
Um, No, thanks so much for having me to file. I just came out to to really show appreciation for what you are doing, and at least you're doing a good job, and it's great, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you, anyone. Thank you, everyone. We're gonna close out, and I hope to see you some other time. This was just the first, and the first introducing the PAA. The mic has not been the best. The setup has not been the best, but we're gonna get better. Thank you. Appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you some other time.